Hey everyone, I'm Ian from iMac Language Services, and welcome back to our series on the CELPIP test. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the CELPIP speaking test from task 1 to task 8. I'm going to tell you what the examiners are looking for with each question, and I'm going to give you some practical advice on how to improve your score right away. With CELPIP scoring, you do not need to be perfect. The goal here is not perfect spoken grammar and perfect spoken English. The goal here is clear, communicative English. Being concise and expressing yourself clearly is the aim of the CELPIP test. Now, let's have a look at the tasks themselves. In task 1, you need to give somebody advice. You are given a scenario where a friend or family member wants to do something and they are asking for your advice. It could be work related, moving to Canada, getting a job or studying. You will have 30 seconds to prepare and then you will have 90 seconds to give advice. With this task, one of the key things is make it real. You want to use a real person's name. This is going to be easier if it feels real to you. So if it says a friend, choose a friend. Secondly, with the advice that you give, you are going to need to give 2 to 3 clear suggestions, and you are going to have to justify why this is good advice. So for this task, start with a simple introduction that outlines the problem itself. Introduce the person and the problem, and then give your advice. Make your advice clear and concise, and give justifications of why you believe this will work. With your justifications, think about the person themselves. For example, your friend wants to save money. What should they do? Give your friend some advice on how they could save money. You should start by addressing your friend. Hi, Caitlin. I heard that you are trying to save some money and you are looking for some advice. If I were you, here is what I would do. You can ground your advice in practical, realistic things that would make sense in the situation. So it could be prepare your meals at home. Stop buying Uber Eats. You're going to want to introduce your idea using an advice structure. Something like, I would suggest, if I were you, I think you should. In this section, you want to be using your modals like should, could, would, and you want to be giving clear reasons why your advice would be good for this person. So, for our example, if I were you, I would make your lunch at home and bring it to work. Your advice does not have to be groundbreaking. Just tell the person what you think they should do. Task 2 is personal past tense story. This is describing a personal experience. You're going to be given a prompt and you must describe something that has happened in your life. Examples might be, describe a time you learned a new skill. Describe a time you worked as part of a team to accomplish a goal. With task 2, you will be using past tense, but it's important to answer the prompt fully. Focus on the WH questions. When, where, what, how, who, and why. When did this happen? Give detail, as much as you are comfortable. Where did this happen? What happened? Who was involved? How did it make you feel? You don't need to overly complicate your past tense, but you should be talking about the past. So, past simple, past continuous, and past perfect will be important for this task. Be clear and be specific, but you don't have to give every detail. Focus on the main story points. In task 3, Candidates are asked to describe a picture. You will see a picture and you will need to describe it. This is a say what you see task. The idea here is to see your comfort with vocabulary. With this task, focus on general and then move towards specifics. Start with a quick overview of the scene. In this picture, I can see a supermarket, and then get more specific. There are lots of people shopping, and then get even more specific. Secondly, prepositions of place will be very important. In this task, you are going to have to give relative positions. For this task, don't be creative. This is say what you see. Just describe the picture. Many students like to work from top to bottom or from left to right. Decide for yourself which structure suits you best. Remember, you want to be giving an overview of the picture followed by specific details from the picture. You focus on people, actions, objects, and locations. Task 4 could be seen as an extension of task 3, because in task 4 you are shown the same picture as task 3, but now you must make predictions. Task 4, you must go beyond what is in the picture. You do not get marks for description here. You get marks for prediction. So, what will happen next? With this, you're going to be using more hedging vocabulary. I think, maybe, they might, he might. It's likely that. So, this is a creative task. Look at the picture and imagine, what do you think will happen next? It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be extreme. Just say what you think will happen next. For me, task 5 is one of the trickiest tasks in CELPIP. This is a two-part task. In the first part of your task, you are given 1 minute to make a choice between two options. You will choose one of two options, and then in the second half of the task, you must persuade a friend or family member that your option is better than their option. This task can be a little tricky, firstly, because you do not know what the choice will be, and secondly, you do not know what your friend will choose. So, in the first minute, you must choose one of the two options. My advice is to take advantage of this time. Decide quickly which option you want and use the time to quickly write down the reasons why you think this would be a good option. Remember, your friend's option will not be the same as the other option you can see now. So do not compare the two. Make your choice and try to write 3 to 5 reasons or strengths of your option. When it comes to part 2, this time only look at comparable strengths and weaknesses between the two options. If you have thought about your option's strengths, look at your friend's choice and try and match your strengths to their weaknesses. Even if their option is better, you must be persuasive. State your choice and then give 2 to 3 clear reasons why you believe your choice is better. You want to directly compare your choice with their choice and use comparative language here. We're looking at direct comparisons and clear argument and reasoning here. In task 6, you are going to be dealing with a difficult situation. You are going to be presented with a realistic scenario and given 2 potential responses to this prompt. You must decide what you would do. This is often a customer service style task. It may be returning a sweater, problems with food orders. For me, this task in CELPIP is the one that tests your tone and your understanding of Canadian English. With this task, you need to be polite, most of all. Be Canadian with this task. Language like, I understand, I am sorry this has happened. However, there seems to be an issue. I would appreciate it if you could. We're going to be using very soft, indirect language here. We want to be polite, we want to be a little bit formal, and we want to be professional. Task 7 asks for your personal opinion. You're going to be given a topic and asked to explain your point of view. It could be something like, should children have cell phones? A topic like this, there is no right or wrong answer. This is your personal opinion. So, for this task, you should give your opinion. Be honest. This is not a compare and contrast task. You are not supposed to give a balanced view of a topic or of an argument. This is you expressing your personal opinion. So, first person, in my opinion, I think one reason that I think this is so important is another reason. In my CELPIP, because I am an immigrant to Canada as well, I took CELPIP. I was asked, do you think that social media or Facebook social media is good for society? Great question. I had so much to say. Now, task 8 is our final task. And by this point, you're going to be tired and you're going to be sick of speaking English. Task 8 is a bit of a wild card task. You're going to be asked to describe an unusual object or situation. This is a telephone call. So you want to start using telephone language. Hi, Caitlin. Guess what? I'm at the park and I've just seen something amazing. Let me tell you all about it. You're going to want to describe what is happening, why it is unusual, and how you reacted. Another form of this task, sometimes they will present you with an object, something unusual. It could be a piece of art, it could be an image, and they ask you to describe it to somebody who is not there. I'm at the gadget shop and I've just seen this really cool gadget that I want to tell you about. Or I'm at the art gallery and I'm looking at a picture and I just wanted to tell you about it because I think it's beautiful. With these, keep your answer simple, keep it clear, and do your best. This is a test of your creative use of language. You may not know all the vocabulary, and that's kind of the point. With this, they want to see how you deal with something unknown. They want to see how flexible you are with your vocabulary. So my advice when dealing with this task is we go from general to specific. Focus on some of those WH questions. Where, when, what, why, how, who. If you have people, describe the people. And that is just about it. With the CELPIP speaking test, one of the hardest things is the fact that you will be recording. So practicing using an audio recorder is really helpful. You can do this via WhatsApp, or alternatively, come to a class and I will help you practice these.